and back. So the ribs stay relaxed down as you rotate. So such a tiny movement, but it makes such a big difference in the body over time if you tend to always sit or stand with your pelvic position in one position or the other. Breathing here as you go back and forth a few times. Now there are many ways to get your pelvis to tuck and untuck, and one of them is just to move your spine forward and back, but the next one is to engage your legs, which we want to do more of. So push down through your feet a little bit as your pelvis rolls back. Let your feet almost feel like they're sliding away from you, and then as your pelvis rotates upright, you can almost feel like your thigh bones in your feet are dragging back towards you a little bit. So your legs are actively helping in the rotation of your pelvis. And then let's walk our feet a little bit wider, and doing this here. And you can just check in with your own body. Do my legs just stop participating? Do my ribs really want to go forward and back? Is it challenging for me to roll back? Is it challenging for me to roll upright? And then walk your feet a little bit wider. And as you slow down and really feel this motion, you'll feel how it works different core muscles as well, depending on the tilt of your pelvis. So for most people, it's the case, because even most of our furniture is designed like this, that we tend to roll back and sink in too much. And for most people, we need to bring our pelvis upright for more spine support, for more core strength throughout the day. Let's walk our feet a little bit wider. But sometimes our pelvises are just stuck. Someone's pelvis is just stuck, and they might need to get that rotation farther back than they're used to, as well as more upright. So you want to try to feel that whole range of motion. And if it's quite easy for you, go a little bit slower and try to activate your legs. And I forget to activate my legs with these. I also thrust my ribs forward sometimes with these. So I do a little bit of everything. Breathing here. How about one wider with the feet? And then we'll try to stay in the upright position, which is neutral, where your ASIS bones are more right over your pubic bone, and take your arms out to the sides and circle your arms up and down. Smooth inhales and exhales, reaching out through your upper back and chest muscles, pelvis upright, ribs relaxed down and back. So we often do this full range of motion to our sides. Let's stay up in the air and just open and close a little bit. So now you're zooming in. You know, this is the whole picture. And now you're zooming in on one area of movement, one area of range of motion, and seeing how that feels in your body. And then open your arms a little wider and do the same thing here. Breathing. And in this particular angle, I can feel chest muscles, back muscles, like I can just feel that this is an area that I probably don't frequent enough and spend time here. And then go down a little bit lower and relax your shoulders and go up and down here. Pelvis tilting upright. Relax any clenching around the legs, excessive clenching. Inner thighs open if they tend to fall in. All right, and arms a little lower and work up and down here. And then how about down by your sides, and from your sides and up a little bit. All right, reach back, hold onto the chair. From here, bend your elbows and lift your chest up. Try to keep your pelvis upright the whole time, keeping your pelvis upright as you relax your ribs down and back. And lift up. Feel the ribs press forward. Wonderful stretch, not where we want to hold ourselves all day or even frequently throughout a class. And relax the ribs down and back. And lift up. Breathing, elbows, if they tend to pop up, point straight back or pop out, and relax your ribs down and back, and lift up, smooth inhales and exhales, and relax your ribs down and back. Okay, your feet are nice and wide. Go ahead and stretch your legs wide. You can hold on to the back of the chair. You can hold on to the sides of the chair. And one leg at a time. We'll point, and we're just going to hold for a moment. And flex and hold. Actively flex. Actively straighten your leg. Actively pull the top of the foot back. See if you can pull the top of the foot back without pulling all your toes back. And then let's go over to the left leg. Actively point and hold. And actively flex and hold. All right, slide your feet in a little. Actively point. Actively flex. Other leg. Actively point. And actively flex. And hip distance apart or a little wider. Actively point. And flex and point. Notice if your ankle likes to roll to one side or the center or the other. And flex. And then how about walking your feet closer together? Actively point. And flex, and actively point, and flex, and then open your legs to hip distance apart, actively point, and go ahead and rotate your pelvis and fold any amount over your legs. Notice if your ankles roll out to the side, try to center your heels. Or if your ankles roll in, center your heels. And then come up gently and actively flex and rotate forward from your pelvis here. Notice if your ankles twist one way or the other, try to center. Letting your breath flow, relaxing your lower belly. All right, and come on up. Okay, bend your knees, scoot your left hip to the center of the chair, and then heel toe your right leg out. You're not trying to turn your whole pelvis. You're just trying to walk your thigh bone out as much as feels comfortable. You can lean a little bit onto your left hip as you extend your right leg out and really let it extend and bend the knee. Now, if you have a sock on a wood floor, easy to slide, but just be careful. And extend nice and long and bend ankle right underneath the knee. Extend and bend and extend and bend. Now hold, lining up your knee in line with your ankle. Open that thigh up so it's not collapsing in. And then from here, relax your shoulders and let's take our neck from right to left. If you tend to lead with your chin, tuck your chin in just a little bit and keep it there as you go side to side. And don't be in a rush. We're going to do this for a little longer than we normally do. Softening the sides of the face, the jaw. feeling your body, exploring your body, staying connected to your breath. Relaxing any excessive clenching around the hips and thighs. All right, bring your head up, extend your right leg long, and let's point and flex. Point and flex. Point and flex. Point and flex. Now try to keep your thigh bone steady and do a little twist of your ankle. Outer edge of the foot goes forward, and then inner arch of the foot goes forward. Slow twist side to side, pausing and feeling the difference of each angle. All right, rebend that knee, knee opening out to the right, and we'll take our right hand onto our knee and go up and over side bend and back down to the knee. And we'll do that a couple more times. All right, last one holds. And bring your arm down. All right, extend your leg out to the side. How about a little rotation of your thigh bone? Hips stay pretty steady. It's just your thigh bone rotating out and in any amount. And at first it might be just trying to get the movement, but if you have a little movement here, try to go slow. Like even though it's very subtle, see how it feels for your thigh bone to rotate one way versus the other. And then you're going to stay in any rotation that you want to, and stay as you take your arm up and over and back down. And then change the rotation and do the same thing. Keep the rotation, whatever you chose. All right, and then slide that knee in, walk it back around to the front of the mat. Scoot your right hip to the center of the chair. My goodness, I feel a nice difference between my right and my left side. And then walk that left foot out. Try to keep your hips mostly facing forward. Watch if your toes overturn out. Try to keep your ankle in line with your knee. And then you can lean a little to the right as you extend and bend. Ankle right underneath the knee. And extend all the way and bend. Extend, no rush, and bend, and extend, and bend. Okay, hold the bent knee, sitting up nice and tall, ribs relaxed down, and this time we'll just do neck turns from right to left. Try to keep your torso steady. Turn your neck as much as you feel comfortable to one side and the other. If you tend to lead with your chin, drop your chin down a little bit. Really let your breath flow here. Can your shoulders relax down a little bit more? Slow down sometimes. Open that left thigh if it's collapsing in like mine was. All right, bring your head back to center. And then from here, extend your left leg out and point and flex. Point and flex. Complete point and flex. Point and flex. Try to keep the leg steady as you twist the ankle. A little side to side. Pause. Feel how it feels on each side. Maybe hold one side a little longer if you feel like that benefits your body. I always carry extra tension in this area because of the way I sit and stand. So turning my inner arch out and holding and breathing is a nice shift for my body. All right, rebend the knee. And from here, left hand to left knee, and go up and over and back down. All right, last one, let's hold. And then bring the arm down, extend the leg long, and a rotation of the thigh bone. And once you've got the motion, then take a few really slow. And then you'll choose 2 rotations to stay. And we'll add some side bending in. All right, change the rotation slightly. Hold the rotation. Letting your breath flow. All right, and then come on down and slide that leg in and bring it forward. Scoot your hips to the center of the chair, and then let's spin around. Let's spin around for our first lunge. So spin around to your right, sliding your left knee back, ankle right behind the knee, knee in line with the hip. Turn your left palm to face forward, and we'll pull back and sweep forward and up without lifting the ribs or pushing them forward. Pull back and sweep forward and up. Let's do that a couple more times. All right, just like we did in the other range of motion, let's stay in this range of motion. Let's work within these ranges of motion and make them smaller. So arm in the air and just a little forward and back. Arm a little lower, a little bit up and down. And a little bit lower. Up and down. A little bit lower. Forward and then to your side. And then how about to your side and back just a little bit. And then how about back and try to go a little further back. All right, let's switch sides. Spin around to the other side, knee under the hip, ankle behind the knee, palm and elbow pit face forward, full range of motion as back as far as you'll go without force and all the way up. Take your time, feeling and breathing. right, next time you're up in the air, how about a little bit forward and back? How about lower down a little bit in front of you and a little up and down? And then a little lower. And if you have a particular issue in your body, things like this are really helpful. You can sometimes figure out what range of motion the issue is happening in or starting from. All right, a little lower. And how about all the way down by your side, forward and back? How about from your side and back just a little bit? And then how about stay back and go back a little further without turning the torso? All right, slide that leg forward, spin back around to the front of the chair, and then we're going to do a number 4 stretch. Try to keep your ankle under your knee in line with your hip. You can, of course, always use a block or stack something underneath your foot. I like to vary the angle a lot. Sit up nice and tall here. Reach your arms out to the sides. Let's go internal rotation, palms face behind you. And we'll reach the right arm as far across without force and open, and the left arm across. Go slow so that you can feel if your shoulder doesn't like this, like if you have an impingement issue in your shoulders, sometimes too much internal range of motion can irritate it. And excessive internal rotation all day can cause an impingement issue. All right, turn your palms flat towards the floor and reach as far across as your arm will go. All right, next time your right arm goes across, turn your palm to face behind you, like not this way, and thumb up, and then pull out on your upper arm bone and use your hand like an elevator. And I used to never be able to feel like my waist muscles when I did this. I could only feel some of my upper back, but now as time has went on, I can feel it more in the waist muscles. So you'll continue to feel more and more how all the parts of your body are connected. All right, open your arms out and then cross your right arm on top, wiggle your arms around, and then lift your elbows up and down. Try to wiggle your hands around a little more, lift your elbows up and hold. Good opportunity to take a breath or two into the sides and the back of the rib cage, and then drop those elbows down, drop your chin down to your chest, and turn your neck and look side to side. Relax the forehead, all around the eyes, the cheeks, the lips. Bring your head to center, lift it up, open your arms out, and then fold over your legs, maybe flexing your ankle a little bit more. All right, let's switch legs. So, ankle over the knee or on a block or a couple blocks stacked. Wherever your foot is, make sure your right leg is in alignment with the hip and then sitting up nice and tall here. So we did palms face behind, palms face down, palms face forward now. Take your right arm as far across as it will go and then do the same with the left. Definitely a difference on my right side. The arm I use more often. All right, palms face up. Go all the way across, about chest height. All right, now take your left arm across, thumb up, hold onto that upper arm bone, use your hand like an elevator, and go up and down here. And if you find a particular angle, you can stay there, you can wiggle gently, very gently in that angle. Keep going. All right, open your arms up. Do left arm on top of right. Wiggle your fingers around. Lift your elbows up and down. All right, lift your elbows up. Can you wiggle your fingers around a little more? Lift your elbows up and hold. Drop your elbows down, drop your chin down, and this time a little tilt of your head from right to left. Right ear tips over and left ear tips over. Breathing, paying attention to the back of the neck, the upper back. All right, bring your head back to center, open your arms out, and fold any amount over your legs. And so I figured out that this tool that I have is taller than a block, and it's nice because I feel like the range of motion that I really need to get into is between a block and my knee. So if you have two blocks to stack, like one flat and one on the lowest level and one on the tall level, or if you have a book you could use with a block, it's really nice to get into this range of motion that we don't always get into. Feels really good over time. The more you work with different range of motion, you can tell you're just like, oh, this is somewhere that I don't spend a lot of time with. All right, come on up. You can slide whatever you're using out of the way. Your ankles are hip distance apart. Reach your arms out to the sides, palms up. You can rest your arms at any time. Let's lift up off of our heels. Heels down, balls of the feet lift up. Balls of the feet come down, heels, toes. So your feet are straight. You just walked them a little wider. Heels up, press equally through the balls of the feet. Heels down, front of the feet lift up. Drop the balls of your feet down. Toes walk out, heels spin out, and lift up, and toes up, toes down, toes out, heels out, lift your heels, lower down, lift the balls of the feet, lower down, toes out, heels out, and lift your heels, and lower your heels down. Good. Turn your toes out to the side. Let your knees drop open and fold forward, and you can gently pull your thighs open a little bit here. Breathing. All right. You can turn your feet back in a little bit, just about in line with your knees, and then grab your strap wherever that may be. Hold on to it with palms face down, tight between your hands. Lift your arms up into the air, pull the strap nice and taut, and then we'll side bend to the right, and we'll side bend to the left. And if the shoulders are tight, maybe start with your hands wider, but you can play with different widths over time. And let's go side to side. Inner thighs rolling open a little bit. Tuning into your breath, giving a little bit more awareness to taking a complete exhale. All right, and then you can break that strap behind you if that's okay. Just let it rest anywhere. Arms out to the sides, heels up, toes up, and then walk your heels in, walk your toes in. Heels up, toes up, walk your heels in, walk your toes in. Lift, lift, heels in, toes in, lift, and lift. One more time. Heels in, toes in, lift, and lower your arms down. Okay, let's spin around for a lunge. And we're going to slide our knee back right under our hip and then try to smoothly slide it forward. Flex the ankle and fold forward. And come up. And bend the knee and slide it back as smooth as you can. And slide it forward, extend all the way, and rotate the pelvis. And come up, bend the knee, and slide it back. And slide forward, extend, and fold over your thigh bone. And come up and slide back. And slide forward, and this time stay, flex your ankle and rotate your thigh bone a little bit side to side here. All right, come on up. You can stay sitting like this. Hold on to your strap behind your back with your palms face forward, a little wider than your hips. Even wider if you're feeling tight in the shoulders here. Keep that little bend in the elbows and lift your arms and lower down. And I'm gonna have to slightly change the angle on my chair so I have space to lift my arms, like you might have to scoot back a little bit. I'm still kind of hidden in my chair. I didn't take this into account. All right, let's bend that knee, spin around to the other side, slide the knee back underneath your hip. So we're going from a lunge to sliding the leg forward, flexing the ankle and straightening the thigh bone. Come up, try to slide it back as smooth as possible and slide forward. And slide it back. And slide forward. And slide back. And slide forward. And then as you fold, a little rotation of the thigh bone, side to side. And then sitting up, taking that strap behind your back. Now here's where you might want to scoot forward quite a bit. Hands behind your back, holding onto the strap. If your hands are too wide, you might hit the back of the chair depending on the shape of your chair. But let's lift and lower. Notice if your head's always going forward, slide your ears back over your shoulders a little bit. Front ribs drop down and back, and just one more like that, and lower down. Okay, we're gonna spin around to the other side, back into a lunge, knee under the hip, and then with our torso upright, we're gonna nice and slowly try to lift and lower without the knee popping forward very much. If you cramp in the back of the leg, go slower, but you can extend your leg and massage out the muscle tissue, but lift and lower. And you can even play with lifting and lowering at different angles if you'd like to. All right, stretch that same leg forward, hold onto the strap behind your back again, and fold forward any amount and lift the strap off your back and pull the strap taut between your hands. And come on up, and let's spin around to the other side. So starting from the lunge, remember you can always slide your leg forward, massage out any tissue, but take your time and lift and lower and try to keep backing the thigh bone up. And you can slightly change the angle. All right, slide that leg forward, strap behind the back, and lean forward, and then maybe just keep the strap on the back or lift your hands and pull the strap tight gently between your hands. And come on up and put that strap, actually keep the strap with you, spin back around. Again, you could try a different height, or you can cross your ankle over your knee, sit up nice and tall here, reach your arms into the air, pull the strap taut between your hands, and let's twist from right to left. Turning from the waist and then the rib cage. All right, back to center and switch. And sitting up nice and tall, pull the strap taut between your hands and twisting from side to side here and breathing. All right, back to center, hands down. If you're using a prop under your legs, you can slide it out of the way. And then from here, I think we're actually just gonna come up to stand. So ankles under the knees, push down to come up, come around the back of your chair, walk back, 2 straight arms, 2 straight legs. Should always hopefully feel pretty good after we've been sitting for a while like we just were. Checking the alignment of your feet, your ankles. Can your thigh bones straighten a little more? And how about a little shift side to side? Make it really tiny today, like you're just barely loading your right leg and barely loading your left leg. All right, come to center and grab whatever you're using for a calf stretch, and then put the ball of your right foot up, your heel down. You can step your outside foot forward or back any amount. Take your hands to start wider than shoulder distance. Just scoot back a little. And then from here, you're just gonna go down in the front of you and back up. And the next time you're back up, try to keep your arms straight and go back a little, but front ribs drop down and back overhead. Back a little. If your elbows bend, then just don't go so far today. Make it really small. All right, and then hold the strap taut and let's put a bend and straighten our leg. Straighten all the way. Try to steer the knee towards the center of the foot. Make sure you're feeling it in the muscle, not right behind your ankle area. All right, and let's switch feet. So ball of the left foot up, heel down, right foot can step forward any amount. Hands in the air, pull the strap taut. And you can play, like you can have shoulder distance or a little wider, or you can go even wider, so you can play with the distance if you want. Today it's just choose your own. And lower down. And lift up. And pulling on the strap creates some resistance. All right, next time you're in the air, think front ribs drop down, head slides back, go back a little and forward. So my range of motion here is a lot less because my hands are a lot closer this time, and that's okay. Small ranges of motion are okay. It's not always supposed to be a big range of motion. All right, hold in the air and let's bend and straighten the leg. Steering the knee over the center of the foot. And relax the strap, and you can move whatever you're using out of the way and sit back into a chair pose and step your right leg way back into a lunge. Try to land center the ball of your foot. Push off the whole ball of your foot. Sit back into a chair pose. Step your left leg back. Try to land center ball of the foot and press off. Go back to your right leg back. And your left leg. And your right leg. And your left leg. And right leg, and stay. Check. Do you tend to roll off that big toe side of the ball of the foot? Feel the whole ball of the foot. Reach your right arm up, palm face forward. Pull down and back, and extend. Pull down and back, and extend. Turn your palm to face towards your left hand. Pull and reach. And pull and reach. Palm face up. Pull and reach. And pull and reach. Hand down, center the ball of that foot to press off. Sit back, left leg steps back. Feel all along the ball of the foot. Left arm reaches forward, pull back, reach long. Pull back, reach long. Turn your thumb to point up. Turn your palm to face up. And then hand comes down, center the ball of the foot, push off, walk back 2 straight arms, 2 straight legs, bend your elbows towards the floor, press them back. Walk your feet open a step. Hips go back, and then you bend your elbows down to the floor and press back again. Walk your feet wider. Start with hips back. Bend your elbows, press back. Walk your feet wider. Bend your elbows, press back. Push through the backs of the legs to come up. Nice wide stance. Turn your toes slightly out to the side, but so that when you bend your knees, they're going over about the center of your foot, and bend inner thighs open and press into the heels to come up. Now just notice as you do this, like you come up quicker in certain areas. Try to do a nice steady pace down and a nice steady pace up. Checking the alignment of the knees over the feet. Relaxing any excessive clenching. And last one, and hold. Sit down, inner thighs open. Whoops, breathing here. Smooth inhales and exhales. And press up. Okay, with your legs straight and wide, you're still facing the back of your chair. Turn your feet in a little bit so they're closer to straight. And lift up off of your heels. Lower down, walk your feet in a step. Lift up, pressing equally through the balls of the foot. Lower down, walk your feet in a step. And press up. Lower down, walk your feet in a step. And press up and lower down. Right foot forward, left leg back. Pyramid stance, ankles hip distance apart. Circle your arms up and down, and circle up and pause. Tap your pinky fingers open, lower your arms a little. Tap, open, a little bit lower. Tap and open and lower. Tap and open. Roll off your back heel and slowly down. Breathing here, pressing equally through the ball of the foot. All right, so next time you roll off your back foot, you're loading the weight into your front leg. If you find that you can't load it all the way there, maybe wiggle that back foot in a little bit. Roll off, push down, and float the leg forward. And then step it back and roll back down. So you're pushing off your back leg, then pressing down a lot through your back, your standing leg hip, so that your foot can just come up and float right under your other hip. And step back. Roll off, try to keep the back of the foot pretty straight. Press down through the front leg. And one more. Step back. Roll off the ball of the foot, press down through the front leg, come to balance, and go ahead and put that foot down. All right, switch sides. Left foot forward, right leg back, ankles hip distance, feet closer to straight, and circle your arms up and down, and circle up and down. And then we'll start low, pinky fingers tap, open a little bit higher, pinky fingers tap, and open a little higher, pinky fingers tap, open a little higher, pinky fingers tap, open, and press along through your legs as you circle down and up, and circle down and up. And then go ahead and let your hands come down, press equally through the ball of your back foot as you lift and lower your heel. Breathing here. All right, press off, start to load your front leg. If you feel like you can't get the weight onto it, you might need to scoot your back foot in a tiny little bit. From wherever you are, push off, press down through the standing leg, the other foot floats forward, and step it back. And roll off, press down through this side of the body, and step back. Roll off, press down, and step back, and roll off, and press down, and put the foot down. All right, so good. Walk back, 2 straight arms, 2 straight legs, back your hips up. Breathing here. Bend your elbows to the floor and hold. Belly relaxes, tailbone in the air. And press back, walk back up to the chair, sit back into a chair pose, and step your right leg back into a lunge. Hold the lunge, bend your elbows, and press back. Watch the knees, not moving forward and back, legs steady, bend the elbows, press back. Push off the ball of that foot, step up, sit back into your chair pose, step your left leg back, and bend your elbows and press back. Bend your elbows and press back. Center the ball of the foot, step up, sit back into a chair pose, crossing the ankle over, letting the knee drop open, and uncross. Same leg. Right leg crosses open, knee drops open. Notice if the knee leads the way, try to back the hips up. Uncross. Cross over. Notice if you're standing, like hip pops out to the side, keep it hugging in. Uncross and cross over. And this time, sit back a little further. Watch hips sliding to one side or the other. And uncross. Ankles closer to hip distance apart, outer edges of the feet closer to straight. Cross the left ankle over. So on this side, my hip wants to push out to the side a lot more. It might be as you're going in and out that you notice your knee wants to go forward. Let that thigh drop open. Going in and out of the position. And then next time you cross over, sit your hips back. Breathing here. All right, you're going to grab whatever you'd like to use for a double calf stretch. You can do a thick rolled up towel, an extra rolled up mat, 2 thin blocks side by side. Put the balls of your feet up, your heels down. Maybe playing with rotating your thigh bones into neutral with the outer edges of the feet straight, and come into a forward fold and slowly come back up. Taking your time so you can feel all those different ranges of motion along the backs of your thighs. And then if you'd like to hold one area, stay there. Otherwise, just keep going in and out. And you're keeping your hips back the whole time. So you can come up higher, but you don't want to thrust your hips forward today. But you can definitely come up and bring them forward more. How about when you go back to the right a little with your hips and come up, and then go over to the left a little and come up, over to the right a little, nice and gently, over to the left a little and come up, and then step up. Actually, let's do one more time through the center. A little wiggle side to side. And step off and come around to the front of your chair. Try to sit down nice and slow without falling. Ankles closer to hip distance or a little wider. Sit back nice and slowly. Walk your feet nice and wide. And let's circle our torso around our legs. A few times in one direction, a few times in the other direction. All right, right arm goes up and over side bend for 30 seconds. Be here and breathe. Rest when you need to. And switch sides, side bend for 30 seconds. And you can do palm face down. I'm just turning so I can time us. And pull yourself up. All right, sitting up tall, right hand comes forward. Pull your pinky finger down and back. We're gonna do something different for every single finger. So pelvis upright, ribs relax down. Turn and look over your right shoulder. And turn and look over your left shoulder. Come back to center. Ring finger pulls down and back. Turn and look over your right shoulder. Stay, nod your head down. Breathing the whole time, nod your head up. And then bring your chin back down and turn back to center. Middle finger pulls down and back. Turn and look over your left shoulder. Hold the twist. Drop your head down a little. Lift your head up any amount, breathing. Bring your chin back to parallel, unwind your head. Pointer finger. Chin drops down to your chest. Turn and look to the right, breathing. Slowly turn and look to the left. With your head dropping down, bring it back to center, lift your head up, and thumb out to the side and down. Feel your front ribs soften down and back, and do a couple head ramps here. All right, let's switch hands. How about walking your feet wider in a little? Pinky finger pulls down and back. This time, tip your right ear to your right shoulder and slowly bring your head up, left ear to left shoulder. And then go over to your ring finger, right ear tips over, hold, nod your head a little bit forward, nod your head a little bit back. And slowly bring your head up. Middle finger, tipping left ear to left shoulder. Nod your head a little forward. Nod your head a little back. And slowly bring your head back up. Pointer finger, drop your chin down to the center of your chest. And nod your right ear a little to the right. Shoulders relaxing, breath flowing. Bring your head slowly over to the other side. Bring your head to center, lift up, thumb out to the side and back, pelvis upright, ribs relax back. and do some head ramping here. All right, walk your feet in, spread your toes out, fold any amount over your legs, toes spreading, 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 and sit all the way back in your chair for your final pose, Savasana, letting your gaze soften or your eyes gently close. Become very present with your body and with your breath. All right, please feel free to stay longer, short but sweet today, but we don't want to miss out. Sometimes our Savasana is longer, sometimes shorter. All right, so based on my observation and my own experience in life, I found that being outside is very healing for the mind and the body. Of course, there's always extenuating circumstances, but I'm not talking about those. Nature is always ready to teach us something. We just need to learn to listen, whether it's a lesson in harmony, simplicity, strength, patience, or generosity. There's so much to be discovered when we're willing to tune in. Find a place to sit outside for at least 10 minutes and see what nature offers up. Bring your attention to the earth, the sky, any animals you come across, the plants and the trees. If you find your mind drifting to something else, just gently bring it back into the present moment. What are you experiencing, and what do you think Earth is trying to tell you? Bringing our hands together at heart center. So last week, I talked about ways to help increase happiness, and that was one that was left off the list. But spending time outside is definitely a way to help your body, your nervous system. In gratitude for this day, namaste.